Okay. Well, hello and welcome to the stream. First one of the new year. What we are doing is looking at some cool stuff that I've been doing in nuxt test-utils, actually all today. And I'm hoping to get a new major version of nuxt test-utils out with support for vtest version 4. That is pending. But what I'm excited about right now is this install wizard. So this is how it works. So we have, let's see, nuxt test-utils code here. This is what does it look like? I'll actually install it in a totally new app here. And let's just demo what it looks like from scratch. Okay, so I have this bare minimum nuxt project, and we are going to, hey Goo, nice to see you. We're going to add a new nuxt test-utils resolution, and this is what nuxt module add would do, but it doesn't quite work with package.pr.new yet. So maybe that's something else I need to improve. Okay, so if we're adding a nuxt test-utils as module, and the first time we install it in our project, this is what it's going to do. Hey Chris, nice to see you. It's going to ask some questions. So it's going to say, what kind of tests will you need? Components, unit tests, end-to-end. Actually, I've just improved this slightly. I've just changed the wording. So let me grab the updated version. Let's try that again. Because if I'm showing it off, I might as well show it off, right? Let's try this one. Try that again. So, okay, so we're installing nuxt test-utils. And first time it's going to ask, what kind of tests do you need? So runtime, unit tests, end-to-end. And you can pick whichever ones you want. So I say we'll just have runtime and end-to-end. Uranium Cat, nice to see you. We are going to go with just those two. Do we want HappyDOM, JSDOM, or browser? We'll go with HappyDOM. And we use Playwright as our end-to-end test runner. And yeah, we'll set up test coverage. And yeah, we'll create some example files. So now it's going to install everything for us. Yeah, it's installed everything for us. And it's created some test commands here. So we can run our test, and it will just run vtest. And great, it's worked. It's run this in HappyDOM. We can run our end-to-end test in Playwright. It's going to build a nuxt server and then visit that in the browser. And we have some tests. So we have this nuxt component test, which mounts this component for us. We also have some Playwright tests. So this one, it's waiting for that to load, which is cool. And what else does this do? It does quite a lot of things. If we were to, let's just, and then it saves the fact that it's run here. So if you were to run install again, nothing is going to happen. So it's already run. If I were to drop all of that out, and we'll try a few more things. Oh, it also updates the git ignore. So you get, let's see, what was there we go. So we're going to reinstall this. Oh, and I need to add it here again. And now if we want to do browser mode, it also sets everything up for us. So let's just go with everything. We're going to go for browser mode, Playwright, and test coverage and example files. And this time it's actually going to set up browser mode for us. And that means we've got vtest browser Playwright. We have our vtest config here. Everything set up to use browser mode in our nuxt environment. And if we actually run our tests, it looks like this. Don't know if you see it. So, ooh, hello. Is that? You can see that it's just big. Why is that doing that? There we go. So you can see that our unit tests are running. They're running on the server. So the code here this is just running in Node, but it's displaying it for us. But the component tests, this is actually running in the browser directly, and it's using all of the nuxt stuff that you want, which I feel is a pretty cool thing. And browser tests are pretty fast, comparatively speaking. Let's see, can I actually edit this? So const config is use runtime config. And we're going to say hello nuxt plus object keys config. Right. So I want to see, is this going to work? Do we need to save that? Okay. Yes. So it's now throwing an error because we're expecting it to be, not just to contain. But if we update that config, it runs fine, and it's using like the nuxt runtime config. So it's pretending like there's a full nuxt environment here, even though this is running in a real browser, which doesn't require setting up and building your whole app. So I'm very excited about that. I think the VTest browser mode is going to be a really big deal going forward. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yes, test-utils, package.pr.new is automatically built. So whenever you use, you can see the website here. Whenever you use a number of projects, including Nuxt, Vite, others, it automatically publishes every commit and every PR to package.pr.new. So it doesn't pollute NPM with lots of other metadata, but it does make it possible for you to try things out very, very easily. Todd, nice to see you. How are you? I think, Todd, you're working on a Nuxt module to center a div. Am I right about that? Or am I imagining things? Anyway, so I'm pretty excited about this, and I think this might be ready to go. Hugo, nice to see you. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Okay, I'm very excited about that, and yeah, very excited. The other thing I have set up in here is just already support H3 version 2 for Nitro. So the Nuxt test-utils will just work with Nitro version 3. Not that anyone else can use it, but we're using it in the Nuxt core repo as well. And I think that's going to be a very interesting minor release. We released another minor one just a couple of days ago, but I really want to move into being ready to do the next major release, which would definitely have to be this. The VTest version 4 has a few breaking changes, so we can't just release it. We have to release it as a major, right? And I want to make sure there's not anything else left out. So anyway, this is test-utils. Now there's something else we've been doing in Nuxt CLI. Oops, let's move this to build. Nuxt CLI, and we have just merged a couple of very, very cool things here. So this specifically now lets you do Nuxt add fonts instead of Nuxt module add, which is a little bit quicker, faster, easier, nice to do. Mate, nice to see you. And Luke, yeah, Todd, I'd love to see it. Happily give you my thoughts, if that's helpful. So this is a pretty minor release. We released another one just, I feel like, 3 weeks ago. I think that we can probably go ahead and release this. Anyone having any issues with the CLI that I can fix? This one I probably can fix as well. Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and do this while I'm at it. Okay, so here's the CLI. And where are we? We have run command. This person is calling it. And it probably is in nuxt. Yes. So this run command takes, okay, yes. We want to export a slightly different command for the end user. Basically, we want two. Yeah, I bet they thought that was funny. What's going on? I bet they thought that was funny. It's so cold. I would really love some snow, but we don't have that. We just have really cold weather. So it's probably about, well, it's about freezing probably now. But Apple weather tells me that it feels like -6. I don't know if that's true or not. It feels like a very, how does it know? Like, what does it mean that it feels like -6? And it's supposed to start sleeting in a couple of minutes. There's actually a severe weather warning. So we'll see if that actually ends up happening, but it's on its way in. So if in a moment I crackle out, that'll be because severe weather. I've been seeing amazing photos of the snow in the Netherlands. So I just wish I was there. Like, honestly, being snowed in feels like the dream. I would love that. I'm assuming you have enough food and etc. Okay, so I think we have another function, run command, exported by nuxt CLI. And that might just be what we recommend this person do. Let's see. Rained and then froze. So yes, I can see where you might have slipped. That seems like a recipe for disaster. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and release this version of nuxt CLI and iterate. It's always good to release these before we release new version of nuxt itself. A new version is on its way. So I think we can go ahead and do this. And we'll need to release it. And unfortunately, some recent changes on NPM mean we have to do this a bit manually. I'm going to just copy this. And we have to get tag. Which one is it? 3.32.0. And now we'll create a release. I had this all set up so beautifully where it would just do it automatically for me. And then that just broke with no notice. It was the workflow just failed. The way the GitHub Actions trigger suddenly wasn't able to do what I needed, which was a pain. But yes, let's publish that. And just confirm that the release is succeeding. This is not Arc. Believe it or not, I've made it look as Arc-ish as I can. But this is Zen browser. So if you're looking, it's Zen browser.app, and it can be made really, really nice. I like a lot of things about it. You can do, side-by-side tabs. You can like split them out again. There's even hover stuff. So if I pin this tab, for example, and click a link, it would open a little pop-up. So there's some nice things about it. So do check it out if you're interested. Hey, planned release date for the new Nuxt 4 version. Yes, it's a big one. It really is a big one. And the aim is to get it out very, very soon. So this week. So it's, I basically, this, and I know it's a problem for me, but I just keep on wanting to add more stuff to it. There's so much. So, like the list of, where is it? The list of features and fixes and performance, like it's long. And I wanted to get it out before Christmas. I was planning on that, but then I got ill. So I got this super flu that's been going around. And it meant I was totally taken out. Okay, I think we can go ahead and release this. And then move on to Nuxt itself. So let's give this one a go. And then I think Nuxt test-utils can move on into major version change. No, it's a pleasure, and I don't feel pressed. Yeah, feel free to ask anytime. Okay, test-utils. Okay. And this one is 3.23. Cool. Okay, so where are we? Nuxt CLI, the release has gone okay. Yes. So now it's test-utils. We just need to make sure this release is good. I'm fully expecting it will be. Trusted publishing is nice from the point of view of just making, like once you have it set up, it just publishes it when your trigger goes. And that is a nice thing. Cool. So I think we're ready to upgrade to vtest 4. Hello, how are you, Robin? Nice to see you. Okay, we might need to publish some fixes depending on what our test-utils version does. I don't know if there will be any issues, but anyway, we can definitely update this. And we just need this. Okay, so you've missed some stuff though, Robin. I demoed the Nuxt test-utils wizard, the new wizard. And actually I can demo it properly now because I've just released the new CLI and the new test-utils. So does anyone else want to see it? So basically it should look like this. So here's a full screen terminal. Oops. Let's go to a temporary directory. pnpm create nuxt latest test-utils demo. Okay. And we're going to get going with minimal. pnpm initialize, yes. I've never actually tried this because this is now with the CLI. So if we might find that there's something that doesn't work. Yes, we'll install an official module, and in particular, we'll install the test-utils module. And now, ta-da! We have a question, a setup wizard. What kind of tests will you need? Runtime unit tests, end-to-end. All of the above. We're going to enable browser mode. We're going to add Playwright for our end-to-end tests. And we'll set up test coverage and create example test files. And it's done. So now this means we're starting with a pretty full-featured app. So the app itself is still tiny, but we now have this test folder for Playwright. We have a test folder for Nuxt. Everything is set up, and everything, I hope, should just work. I need to figure. I think this is because of the peer dep issue with vtest and test-utils. But let's see vtest run. This should run, hopefully, browser testing. Yes, it worked. And we also have get coverage. Mind you, there's no real component here. If I move this component out, say, let's create a components, my component.view, and we'll just create a basic component testing suspense. So await a promise, set timeout. So it's going to require suspense. We're going to say const nuxt app is use nuxt app. Oh, maybe runtime config is use runtime config, and then just we want to display, say, let's stick something in there. Runtime config. I'm just proving that it really is working in a Nuxt app. So we'll say runtime config public something is foobar, and in here we're going to say, actually we don't even need this. We just do config public something, right? I think that's all we need. And let's import it in here. My component from components, and let's mount it. And we'll just match an inline snapshot. And the reason this is giving us a type error is that we haven't been running the dev server, so it doesn't know about our new component yet. But we'll just run our test, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it passes. It passes, and it does that because it's just updated the inline snapshot, and you can see it's the runtime config is working properly. So Nuxt runtime environment is working perfectly. And we also have test-utils, which will run Playwright. So it's going to run Playwright test. It's going to build the Nuxt app, and it's going to make an assertion about, I think, the title of the page. Yeah, so it's going to have the Nuxt in the title of the page. So there you go. It's not possible to run this on an existing project, but well, it is possible to run it on an existing project if you don't have a test config. So if you have a vtest config file already, it's not going to be able to modify that for you. But if you don't have one, yeah, it should work. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know how you feel, but I think that is a really nice experience for someone getting started with a fresh Nuxt project and needing to add testing. Oops. So let's just update vtest. Because this PR has been going for a while, and so it's gotten a little out of date. Oh. Huh. I guess, yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Great. Come on. That must have bumped something in the lock file, surely. What? That's very weird. Or maybe it didn't, because was there a resolution? Yes, that's what it was. So it actually didn't do anything because there was a resolution. So it's not made any difference, but it is tidier. So let's push this, and hopefully, thanks Blozy, and hopefully we'll get ready to prepare for the next major release of nuxt test-utils. So I didn't want to hold the wizard for the next release because there's no reason you can't already go ahead and use it in your existing project, but I feel like it would be nice to get going with a fresh vtest version 4. Abian, the issue there, I think, is that you're running something in, you're running a node, something that is node related in Happy DOM or JS DOM. Thank you, Jonathan. That's really nice of you to say. Yeah, that's really, really kind. I know it's weird, Abian, but basically that's the scenario. So if you're using a nuxt setup, make sure you're using vtest projects. So if you go into the testing, getting started with nuxt 4, there is an example setup here. Copy and paste it. So this is what you want to use. That's what you want to use because it's going to make sure that your end-to-end tests here aren't running in your nuxt environment. And that is typically what when I see that issue, it's because this nuxt environment uses JS DOM or Happy DOM, and certain node things don't entirely don't entirely work. So I think it's something maybe in Vite does a test to see if something is an instance of a regexp, but the regexp that they're testing against and the regexp defined by the DOM, by Happy DOM, are different. And so it doesn't pass. That's the scenario. See you, Roman. Okay, so there we are. So we now have test-utils. We're waiting for this to get going for the next major of test-utils. So I'm going to go ahead and merge as soon as this passes, and then we can start to make some other breaking changes for it. But first, I will just check out a new branch. What is it? What are we doing for nuxt? We have, what is our branch? It's 3.x, right? So we'll do the same for 3.x, yeah. Okay, so we will do the same for why is this here? Not you, you can go. Not you. I have too many different. Right, let's try this one more time. Okay, the CLI, no, it's the test-utils, right. So we're going to create a little 3.x branch and push. And that will be our 3.x branch if we need to perform any new releases there. I'll just make sure it's protected. So we want a rule set here for our, we should probably set this up properly. So if you haven't, we really, it's important to protect our release branches. And previously you did that with these branch rules here. But now we really want to do it using the new rules config. So we want the default branch, and we also want any starter.x branches. And we're going to require a linear history, require a pull request with an approval. Cool. And we only allow squashing. And we do require status checks to pass, and they specifically need to be lint autofix, maybe. No, lint. I think it might be a CI test. Is that a? I have to have a look and see what they are. Block force pushes. Okay, this is all fine. Done. Good. So this now should be a protected branch. Good. Let's just see what our previous rule set was. We had approvals, one approval, pushes, and yes, I could force push. Great. So now that we have our new version 3, we are going to merge this for a version 4 breaking change. That makes me excited. Like sometimes you just like to press the button, but now we're doing it. We are actually going to make a breaking change. Cool. Anyone facing any issues? What are people dealing with? Oh, there's some other things that we're planning on doing. So we currently have some peer dependencies, and I think we probably want to update this to the latest version of everything. So we'll update to Cucumber, we'll update to Jest, Playwright, Testing Library, test-utils, HappyDOM. What is the current version of HappyDOM? 20. JSDOM. And vtest. Oh, this is our... Okay. So we'll just bump those. Q, nice to see you. Yes. Deploy and DB migration. DB migrations are a tricky thing, right? Because, I mean, just based on how and when you want them to run. So are you having issues with it? Is nuxt not working on the migration front? Aha. 736. Oh, is this Adobe Fonts? Let's see. Yes, it is. I really need to fix that. Part of the problem is I don't have an Adobe subscription anymore. I used to have one, and so I could go in and play around with like a library. So it's difficult for me to test, basically. If you have an Adobe subscription you're happy to add me to, just to test it, that would be very helpful. Okay, let's update to vtest version 4. Oh, I do have to grant myself permission to force merge. Thank you, Blowsy, that would be great. Okay, who can bypass it? Who can bypass it? Surely I can bypass it. Come on. A couple of things here. So one, we need to just check lint. Oh, test. Why is lint even a thing? if test, and why is lint? Oh, it's skipped. Maybe that's why. Lint is not so important. Test needs to run. Autofix needs to run. Cool. Let's update that. Oh, I see what you mean, Jonathan. That feels like a bug in nuxt hub, though. Is it possible for you just... Have you raised an issue? Oh, bypass this. Right here. Huge. Okay. I can bypass it. Thank you. Is that good enough? Yes. Bypass. And go. Okay. And now let's drop support for some other things. Okie dokie. That's wrong. We need to check why our changelog is defaulting to minor. Let's just try this. Sure. Allow changelog update util to return major bump. Cool. That should mean that we then are able to get a version 4 release. Oh, we do want to add another protection to this. We shouldn't be able to delete it. So, oh, it does. It does. Okay. Cool. I'm so pleased that this is happening. It's ready to go. Version 4. Oh, yeah, we do have to figure out how to bypass test for these kinds of scenarios when it gets skipped. Cool. Okay. I feel like, what should we do next? I would love to release this just already, but I am trying to think, are there any more breaking changes we need to include? Okay, I will do, I think, a alpha, just so we can test it elsewhere more easily. Although, I mean the package build.new is pretty good, but it doesn't hurt, right, to release an alpha. So let's just go ahead and we have 4.0. No, we don't. We have 3. So we'll do, let's see. Dash alpha.1 and tag. Okay, so that's going to be, oh, but I wonder if our release script will handle a well, that's a bit weird. We'll handle a it's just going to publish it as the latest version, isn't it? I don't think it has support for that. I think we'll go ahead and just use package.pr.new for now. But we definitely should test it all the same. Right. Okay, any bugs or anything with nuxt that people are facing? Nuxt core, I will take a look. If there's something I can do to fix them, I would love to do that. I'll mark this as ready for review. The oldest open issue, oh heavens. Probably very old, very old. Okay, let's sort by, not updated, oldest. Not updated, created. Okay, SSR streaming. Interesting. Algolia broke. These are some nice issues. We should solve these. Oh, here's one. CSP support, because this actually has a PR against it, and Jacob has asked for me to take a look, so I might as well go ahead and do that. So, where is it? Interesting that it's not linked, but there is an issue, so I'll go ahead and link it. Hey, Gabriel, nice to see you. Okay, let's have a look here. So fire nuxt up, and oh, I was in the middle of doing something which I can undo. Okay, back to main. So this is like created by Jacob, who obviously created Nuxt security. So there will be some similarities in terms of how it works. Right. Interesting. What was the change he made here? So this is in core Nuxt. And it was just the CSP module. Okay, so we're going to accept incoming change, and then we import our modules, and we'll just add module.ts here. Cool. So that hopefully should, oh, there'll probably be some lint issues. Let's see. The reason for adding the file extension is to make it possible to actually just run the code in Node without needing to build. So at the moment we have a stub mode, and that works fine. But it does mean that there's a little bit of a difference between runtime and build time. And I was able to get it working to run in Node itself. So that's why I added them. So yes. It also does improve performance. So it forces this to be a file. So for example here, types on its own could be types.ts, or it could be types index.ts or types index.mjs. So this makes it all faster, even just on the TypeScript level. Hey, JD, nice to see you. Okay, so let's review this. So we have, I'm actually going to have to go in 5 minutes or so, but I'll still have a look through. Okay, first start, we'll drop the nuxt security reference. That should be handled in nuxt security. We shouldn't hardcode that into nuxt core. CSP, not sure that's right. I think we should just push it regardless. And the CSP module can disable itself if the config isn't quite right. Okay. Then we need to have a look here. No, let's look at the config next, because I don't believe this is correct. So we shouldn't be excluding CSP, I think. Or is the point? No? I think we just want to define it correctly in ad hoc, which is basically CSP and schema here we have CSP, and it will be there. And what are how are we defining it? There's a lot of configuration. I wonder if this shouldn't live in schema anyway, but in nuxt itself. But regardless, I think this is the better way of doing it. Okay. Which I think means we get, this is fine. Let's test if this is going to work. In our so here, is that still going to work? So v0, yes, so this is moving a CSP into nuxt core, so you wouldn't need nuxt security to do CSP handling anymore. And nuxt security should just self-disable the CSP if it knows that nuxt has this enabled. Do I have any date for v0 to generate nuxt components? So I think there's amazing stuff happening with v0. And at the moment, we're waiting for some of that to happen before we implement it on the nuxt side. But that is a very exciting thing that I'm looking forward to. Do I need any help with an open source project? Always. If there's something you fancy getting involved with, please do. I'm going to be releasing this week also Nuxt accessibility, which is a very, very interesting module. If that's something that takes your fancy, there'll be some issues there, I'm sure, to pick up. But really, there's always a need. It really just depends. What do you care about? What do you find nice? Yes, Todd. Yes. I have got almost 0 time left, so I'm gonna have to go. But if you want, yes, Nuxt accessibility exists and it is extremely nice. So did I set up package.pr.new? I think so. Okay, you want to see what it looks like? Here we go. I'll spoil it. If you want to try it in your own project, you can. Okay, so here is our Nuxt app. I was using this a few minutes ago just to test the test-utils, but we're going to also go ahead and install Nuxt accessibility. And we're just going to add it here in our Nuxt config, Nuxt accessibility. And let's run the dev server. Cool. So we fire up our dev tools, and we now have a new Nuxt accessibility dev tool. And it does things like auto scan. It's basically Axe at the moment, a better wrapper around Axe. So it sort of checks and finds any issues. Here we have a serious. We need a lang attribute on the HTML element. We also have some moderate ones. There needs to be a main landmark. Page content should be contained by landmarks. This is all important. Now, none of this allows me to show you the best kind of things. Oh, we can auto scan as well. So as you're navigating around your app, it will scan and spot issues and let you know about them. And if we were to do something more, like, let's try this. Image, we're going to drop the alt. Okay, so no alt for this image. Oh, what is it? Okay, it's not a valid thing, but let's just run our scan again. And we have a critical issue, which is that images must have alternative text. And so that's telling us that it matches this image. And we can actually even see it. So you can click it here, and it highlights the image, the element in the page, shows you, and you can do that for multiple ones as well. Just by clicking this rule, it would show you the issue. These don't work because these are like main or root, but like things that you can actually locate in the DOM. These are really helpful to be able to navigate through them. And obviously everything links to DQ University. So you can go and have a look at the information and definition there. It is beautiful, isn't it? It's really good. All credit to Tim Daman, who worked on this. He's just had a new baby. So he's been out of action for the last few weeks. But yes, we're going to be shouting about this a lot. So watch the space. And I would love you to test it and spot issues, because there surely must be some. And yes, this is why we want to have notifications in DevTools. It does. I think it does contrast. It does everything that yes, this is purely dev time. I think it does everything that Axe can do, but we obviously want to add more features. So this is just an initial go. There will be more features we want to add. And so if you care anything about that, and you have any expertise in accessibility, please dive in and add and implement features. So what is this? So let's try an example of I forgot to say, I am not a fan of this website, but color contrast, bad color contrast example. Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's see if I can just grab this. Please tell me it's inline styles. No. I'm just going to try. I don't actually remember whether this works. So let's pull in our bad contrast stuff. And we also need, oh, it needs to be on white. It may be on white. Let's see. Yeah, it's poor contrast. Okay, let's scan again. And yes, it is pulling up our color contrast issue. And you can just click that and it's going to highlight the different elements that are affected by it. So I think it's really quite useful. And yes, Nuxt UI is giving bad color contrast warnings. I know this because I actually created an issue in Nuxt UI. Where is it? Let's see if I can find it. There we go. So this is something that I spotted in an app I built, and it just needs to be solved, right? It is something like that. It's bubbling up from, I think, a dependency. Maybe I'm not actually exactly sure, but either way, it is an issue that needs to be solved. But whenever you change colors, it is a breaking change, I guess, for a UI library, right? Because it's a change in appearance, and you don't want that to happen, like particularly for subtle colors, and it would affect a lot. So I realize it's a complicated thing, but anyway. Okay, people, it has been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to have to go now, but I will be streaming more frequently from now on, now that we're into the new year. It's the best way, isn't it? Like coding with friends. So thank you for joining me. And oh, I should see if there's anybody we can go raid. If you're with me on Twitch. Let's see. We have got, oh, there's all kinds of live channels. Who do I actually, Bald Bearded Builder. Let's try that. Should we raid Bald Bearded Builder? Let's give that a go. But anyway, thank you very much. It has been, as I said, so much fun.